Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
In a country where 1 in 5 people are affected by a mental health condition, it's time for all of us to step up and change the conversation.
We all have stress in our lives and manage it in different ways.
Grades,
finances,
practice,
family,
games,
finals,
homework,
playing time,
friends,
midterms,
treatment,
studying,
sleep, time for me.
We don't have to find the balance on our own.
It's okay not to be okay.
We're all in this together.
People can and do get better.
Caring about one another can be your competitive advantage.
Communicate.
Be aware.
Show compassion.
Be a champion for each other.
Hope starts with you.
Hope starts with me.
Hope starts with us. We are CACC student athletes, and we are breaking the stigma.
The NCAA has nearly 500,000 student athletes from more than 1,200 member schools and conferences. There are more than 19,000 teams competing for 90 championships in 24 sports across 3 divisions. Division II has more than 124,000 student athletes from over 302 colleges and universities. The division offers athletic scholarships while balancing a collegiate athletic environment that encourages student athletes to discover and pursue what they love. The annual NCAA convention is where Division II members implement new rules. Delegates from every school and conference gather to discuss and vote on each proposal. Each eligible school, conference office, and the Student Athlete Advisory Committee hold one vote. New rules in Division II can originate in one of 2 ways. A majority of proposals start in Division II committees. Those groups, comprised of representatives from member schools or conferences, debate concepts and forward recommendations to the Division's Management Council and President's Council. The Division II Management Council reviews each proposal from the committees, makes recommendations, and forwards them to the President's Council. The President's Council, composed of college presidents and chancellors, is the top leadership group in Division II. Its primary function is to establish and direct general policy and strategic direction for the division. It is the only group within the governance structure that can sponsor legislation for a vote at convention on its own. New rules can also be proposed directly from Division II members. If 15 active Division II schools or 2 conferences sign on as sponsors, the proposal will be voted on by the entire Division II membership, no matter what position the division's committees and councils take. Through the legislative process, the Division II membership and its representatives enact change across the division.
All right, here we go. It's the final game of the 2023 Post-University Classic. Griffin Castle on hand here on TNN, presented by the CACC Network. It's Post and Pace to set things off here in the fourth and final game of the Post-University Classic. Caldwell University in our earlier game defeated the University of New Haven by a final score of 1-0, and the final game of the Post-University Classic is underway between your Post-University Eagles and the Pace University Setters. In net for the Eagles, it's Aaron Nisbet, the freshman, and for Pace, it's number 00, Anna Fiore, the sophomore. And we are underway. Jordan Salas, the freshman for the Eagles, coming down the far sideline. Sends it to Tassia Ferreira towards the middle. Broken up by Alexis Lee, who had a goal in that game versus Caldwell on Thursday. Lee had the goal to tie up the score at 1 apiece. Pace defeated Caldwell 2-1 after they were down 1-0 in that game. So the throw-in on the far side for the Eagles. And here's Andrea Flores, who had the go-ahead goal in that game versus Caldwell to make it 2-1. Here's Ava Vibra coming down the left side. Sends it towards the middle for Allison Carr. And we get an offsides called on Post. And Mike Wynn, the head coach for Pace University, his 24th season at the helm. For Post, it's Renato Topali in his first season. Topali graduated Sacred Heart University back in 2013. So Caldwell and New Haven went 1-1 in the Post University Classic. If the Post Eagles get the victory here today, all four teams will end the Post University Classic at 1-1. So 2 minutes played here in this first half between the Eagles and the Setters. It'll be Alyssa Hebb with the free kick, wearing number 16 for the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles are in the orange jerseys. And that one is sent, and it goes out of play past the end line. Eagles in the orange jerseys, Setters in the dark blue uniforms. Setters moving from right to left, Eagles left to right. And a Fiore in net for the Setters, stands at 5'5" from Hatfield, Pennsylvania. Andrea Flores now goes to the near side, and Cabral and Lee kicks it out of play. So we'll have a throw in here on the near side. Kayla Agostinelli tosses it in. Ball in midfield. Flores. Renato Topoli frustrated with the no call there. It appeared as if it hit Flores' forearm. But it'll be a throw in for the Eagles on the far side, with 41:25 remaining here in the first half. Aaron Nisbet for the Eagles in that game against UNH on Thursday had a spectacular performance for the Eagles. She let one go into the back of the net, made 9 saves for a percentage of 0.900. Here's Sierra Tarantino now. Leaves it for Ferreira. She tracks it down in the far corner, in the near corner, excuse me. And Tarantino will throw it in here on the near side. And Tarantino in that first half on Thursday looked gas. Could have been a dehydration problem. But she is on the field here today, making the start for the Eagles. The senior from Southampton, Pennsylvania. There's the throw-in right in front of the nets. And McGee not able to put it into the back of the net. Good look there for the Eagles. 5 minutes played here in this first half. Flores ahead to Carr. An opportunity here for the Setters. Carr towards the middle. V-Brock not able to get there. Nisbet comes out of the box to swallow it up. So it'll be a free kick here for the Eagles. Ferreira. Back to Sirianni. Kaylee Sirianni goes to the far side. Bianca Stiles sends it to the far corner. It's a foot race between Salas. She sends it towards the middle. Broken up by the Setters. Cabral sends a line drive kick here on the near side. And that is last touch by Agostinelli. So it'll be a throw in here for the Setters right at midfield here on the near side. 38-40 remaining here in the first half. Flores met by two Eagles. CC Puentes with a nice touch. Some nice movement here from the Setters. And some stingy defense from the Eagles, and it's cleared for post. Ferreira tried to win the foot race, but the Setters were right there with Alexis Lee clearing it for Pace. Pace looking to be the only team that has a perfect record here in the 2023 Post University Classic. And if you're just tuning in, they were losing going into the second half, 1-0 versus Caldwell, and then put 2 in the back of the net in the second half to take the W by a final score of 2-1. Puentes, beautiful ball. Nisbet comes out of the nets, and that is an offsides called on the Setters. Eight minutes gone here in the ball game, as Meyer has it taken away. Some pesky defense here from the Setters. Towards the middle, Carr, the nice foot. V-Brock, oh, what a save from Nisbet. Some very nice movement. The Setters have had some opportunities here in the first few minutes here in this one. We'll have our first corner kick of the game, and that'll be in the left corner for the Setters. Line drive kick towards the middle. And that is headed out of play by V-Brock. So the Eagles avoid an early scare there. That was a phenomenal save made by Nisbet, the freshman goalkeeper from Plainfield, Connecticut. She stands at 5'4". Jillian Joe with the interception. Tried to lead Puentes to the right corner, but it was out of her reach. So it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles on that far sideline near the corner. That's last touch by Ferreira. So we'll have a throw-in for the Setters on that far sideline. It's into Carr. Little confusion there from the Eagles. Cabral. Flores. V-Brock. Great defense there from Agacinelli. Kayla Agacinelli, a Connecticut native from Cheshire. Stands at 5'6", a senior. And we'll have our second corner kick of the first half for the Setters. Andrea Flores will take it. Line drive kick towards the net, and Nisbet secures it, telling her teammates to move downfield. McGee sends it downfield for Tarantino, and it's hit out of play by Lee. Ferreira with positioning on Lee. Ferreira with the theft. Tarantino now. McGee gets shoved toward the sideline. And that'll be last touch by McGee, so a throw in here for Lee and the Setters. In the early stages of this one, still no score. The Setters have one shot on goal. The Eagles have 0. Fuentes with a nice ball to Joe. Jillian Joe is someone that the Eagles are going to have to pay attention to. She has wheels. Cabral fighting for position with McGee. Carr, Flores. Can Joe get there? She does, but it's a beautiful block from Nisbet. And it seems like Nisbet is imploring her team to get back. The Setters have had some opportunities here in the open field. So we'll have our third corner kick of the first half here for the Setters, this time in the right corner. Flores will send it towards the middle. And that is headed by V-Brock. Ball is heading towards the left sideline. V-Brock able to save it into Salvaggio.
Can't lose it. How do we open? Hey, open right away, 7. Hey, you got to time your run and get a little J run in there, right? So you're overrunning it a little bit. Just time it a little bit. Get your rest in now.
Mike Wynn, the head coach for the Setters, graduated from UMass back in 1995. Nisbet didn't get a nice kick on that, and that will go out of play, out of the reach of Tarantino, with 31:45 remaining here in the first half. So I have a throw in here for the Setters on the near sideline. Lee to trigger. Based off of the performance thus far here from the Setters and their game against Caldwell on Thursday, Carr and Joe are the two most threatening strikers here as Carr tries a strike and it's blocked by McGee. Carr stands at 5'9", Joe at 5'8". They have long strides and they cover up a lot of ground, something that the Eagles defense is going to have to pay attention to all match. So we'll have our fourth corner kick here the first half for the Setters. Flores sends it to the left post. Carr wasn't able to have enough room there on that left post. So Nisbet will reset things for the Eagles with 30.5 to play here in the first half. Line drive kick from Nisbet towards midfield. Ferreira tried to break free, but the Setters keep control. Nice passing here. Give and go action. Can V-Brock get there? Turning the corner on the left side. It is denied by Amber McGee. Sensational defense there from McGee. Beautiful hustle play. It's been an auspicious first 15 minutes for the Setters. The Eagles are trying to get the ball downfield in their attacking zone. It hasn't been there much here thus far. Tarantino to throw in for the Eagles. Lee to toss in for the Setters. Last touch by V-Brock, going the other way. As there's a foul called on Lee. Ferrero draws the contact. 28:50 to play here in the first half. No score between the Eagles and the Setters here in the final game of the 2023 Post-University Classic. It's been an eventful tournament thus far. A lot of close games. We haven't had one blowout yet. Carr, the nice touch to V-Brock. McGee sends the ball downfield. Nearly halfway through the first half. Setters with one shot on goal, the Eagles with 0. That's a nice ball towards the left corner. Foot race between Tarantino and V-Brock. Nice hustle there from Tarantino. And I believe that was an offside call on the Setters.
Hey, think about your J run from a wider angle and you're in, okay? You're working hard. Good job.
Looks like the officials missed a handball right there on the Eagles. The Eagles dodge a bullet. Sirianni. So it'll be a free kick here for the Setters with 26:35 remaining in the first half. Lydia Asamoah, number 6 for the Eagles, getting set to check in. The first substitution for the Eagles. Andrea Flores for the free kick. Sends it above the goal.
Talk about this in Mercy, right? Bridgeport.
Now into the game for post number 6, Lydia Asamoah.
Asamoah is a senior from Manchester, Connecticut. Stands at 5 feet. Nisbet the line drive kick towards midfield. Carr sends it towards the middle, and that is broken up by Tarantino. 25-25 to play here in the first half. We get a throw in here on the near side. Lee to toss in. Give and go action. Lee towards the middle. And the header is out of play by the Setters. The Setters are really building something here in the first half, getting a lot of good looks, putting the pressure on the Eagles. As we are 20 minutes through the match. Line drive kick from Nisbet towards midfield. Jordan Salas, the first year for posts, fighting for position. Alyssa Hebb goes to Tarantino. Tarantino eludes Lee for the moment. Now here comes Tarantino to collect it. To Asamoah. Asamoah takes it on the end line, and the theft by Pace.
Let it run and go.
Carr and McGee. As we get a whistle and a foul called on the Setters. So it'll be a free kick here for the Eagles. Augustinelli set to kick it off. And that is out of the reach for Tarantino. Not enough room on that sideline. So the throw in here for the Setters. Flores leads it for Joe, excuse me. Joe had it broken up by McGee. Nice aggressiveness there from Asamoah. The header cross field off of Flores' back, and Nisbet comes to swallow it up. 23 minutes to play here in the first half of the final game of the 2023 Post University Classic. Griffin Castle on hand here on TNN, presented by the CACC Network. Haley McGee charges right into the defender. And we get offside called on the Setters. Tarantino here on the near sideline. Lee comes in to break it up. Throw in here from Agostinelli. Got another throw in here. Agostinelli telling her teammates to check in and check out. Asamoah with the header. Here comes Flores crossing midfield. Sends the ball to Puentes on the far side. Now it's Joe. Jillian Joe putting on the moves in that far corner. And we get a whistle called on Joe. It appears she shoves Tarantino to the ground. And we'll get some substitutions here. Reese Cloetzer checks in for the Eagles. And Olivia Bernier checks in for the Setters, both number 10.
Now into the game for post number 10, Reese Cloetzer. And in for pace, number 10, Olivia Bernier.
Asamoah sends it to Sirianni, who tried to lead McGee. Meehan fighting with Salas, and she wins that battle. Now it's Cabral going to the far side, and Joe. Joe collects it. Leads it to Carr. Carr in that far corner. One-on-one with McGee. And Asamoah will cross midfield. Asamoah putting on the moves. And here comes Haley McGee to help her out. Now Sirianni will track it down here on the near sideline. 19:40 to play in this first half. Sirianni with the dodge. Sirianni puts it across the middle. The header in front of the net. It goes into the back of the net. It's Alyssa Hebb.
16 from 7.
And the Eagles strike first.
Oh, yeah, if it was a clean pass, then yeah. It was, yeah. Then 11 gets the second shot.
And I believe they call offsides on the Eagles, so the goal does not count.
Oh, never mind, it was offside.
The official call is offsides on the Eagles. And the Setters get a break. 19:10 to play here in the first half. Ball sent towards the midfield. Sirianni heads it out of play. And it'll be a throw in here for the Setters with Salvaggio to trigger. McGee with a nice header. And Hebb will hit it out of play. Into the game for the first time is Faith Roy for the Eagles. Sirianni will head to the bench.
Now into the game for post number 20, Faith Roy.
Carr angling towards the middle, fighting with Amber McGee. Salas met by Salvaggio. And they call Salas for the whistle.
Let's pick it up, Blue! Arkin! See, how do we find the ball?
17:50 remaining here in this first half for the final game of the 2023 Post Classic. Puentes sent down the far sideline. Knocked out of play. Last touched by the Eagles. McGee couldn't get her head on the ball. McGee knocks it out of play. A little under 17 minutes to play here in the first half. Still no score between the Setters and the Eagles. Nice ball to Lee on that far sideline. Nisbet will come out of the net to scoop it up. Nisbet skies it towards midfield. Puentes chased by Asamoah. Now it's Carr. Nice ball to Bernier. And her shot is deflected by Nisbet. Aaron Nisbet having a fantastic game here for the Eagles. Anna Eka into the game for the Eagles.
Now to the game for post number 30, Anna Eka. Into the game for Pace University, number 15, Kelly Dubois.
And Kelly Dubois checks in for Joe for the first time. Dubois is a sophomore. Corner kick here in the left corner, sent across the middle. And it sails to that far sideline. Last touch by the Eagles. And Eka, who just checked in for post, a junior, 5'7". Ball in front of the net. Flores, a shot. It goes into the back of the net. Andrea Flores with her second goal of the Post-University Classic. And it's 1-0 Pace here with 15:20 to play in the first half. Andrea Flores, a standout here in the Post-University Classic. Flores, a sophomore from Port Chester, New York, stands at 5'1", puts it into the back of the net for the Setters, and they strike first here in the final game of the Post-University Classic. But here comes the Eagles. Meyer tracks it down in that far corner, met by Lee. Lee with a nice slide tackle to Cabral. Asamoah and Heb battling with Cabral.
Pace University goal, her second of the season, scored by number 9, Andrea Flores, assisted by number 15, Kelly Du Bois, and number 21, Alexis Lee. Lee and Du Bois to Flores for the first goal of the game.
So Du Bois and Lee awarded with that assist. And now the Eagles will be working from behind. Two shots on goal for the Setters, one for the Eagles. 14 minutes to play here in the first half. Nisbet, line drive kick. Headed by Puentes. Now Tarantino comes in. And a push in the back there. Heb hits the turf. Excuse me, no, that was Cloetzer that hit the turf. As the ball goes out of play here on the near side. Last touched by the Setters. So Agostinelli will come in to throw in with 13:20 to play in this first half. Cloetzer sends it to Fiore, and Fiore will roll it out towards the right sideline. Lee able to get there. So we get an offside call on the Setters. Samoa fighting for position in that far corner. Ball gets sent out of play by a Setter. So it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles on that far sideline. Heb will toss it in. Gets a lot of lift on that throw. Here's Faith Roy on the near side. Sends it to that far corner. It's a foot race between Salas and Meehan. Meehan will just hit it out. And it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles with 12 minutes to play here in this first half. Faith Roy will send it in, wearing number 20 for the Eagles. Samoa battling. Met by two Setters. And Salvaggio able to take it away. So we got another throw in here for the Eagles. Cloetzer. Knocked out of play by Flores. And they say it was last touched by Agostinelli. As we get a substitution here for Pace. Melissa Cole into the game for the first time. CC Puentes will grab a seat.
Checking into the game for Pace University, number 13, Melissa Cole.
Melissa Cole from Troy, New York. A junior, stands at 5'3". Meyer coming to get it on that far sideline, and she can't get there. So it'll be a throw in here for Lee and the Setters. 10:40 to play in the first half. Lee from Staten Island, New York. Puts it in play, got it back off the give and go. A nice ball sent downfield, but the Eagles able to control it. Kloetzer. Olivia Bernier with a nice hustle play. And Nisbet will come out of the net to scoop it up. And she'll throw a baseball pass to Kloetzer downfield. Excuse me, Hebb. Hebb has it, crossing midfield. Nice ball sent to that far corner. Foot race between Salas and Meehan. Meehan wins it. Desiree Meehan having a great game for the Setters here thus far. Wearing number 16 on the back of her jersey from Pleasant Valley, New York. She's a back. Stands at 5'5". 9:25 to play here in the first half. Pace 1, Post 0. As we'll have a free kick for the Eagles. Here's a free kick. It sails over the goal with 8:45 to play in the first half. Mia Ferreira checks in for the first time for the Setters. Flores will come out and get a breather.
Now into the game for Pace University, number 19, Mia Ferreira.
Ball is on that far sideline. And it goes out of play. Last touch by the Eagles there. Coming up on 8 minutes to play here in the first half. If you're just tuning in, this is the last game of the Post University Classic. Our previous game was won by Caldwell by a score of 1-0. Eagles able to clear it out of their defensive zone. Salas gets prohibited from moving upfield. Now Stiles with a high kick past the midfield line. It's Hebb past midfield, coming down the middle. Full head of steam. Hebb sends a strike. Oh, and it just soars over the goal. Nice shot there from Alyssa Hebb. As Ava Pagliaro checks in for the Setters. Allison Carr will get her first break of the day.
Now into the game for Pace University, number 25, Ava Pagliaro.
A little over 6 minutes to play here in the first half. It's been all setters here to start, leading 1-0. 2 shots on goal to the Eagles, 1. Ball across the middle. Pagliaro. Styles knocks it out of play on that far side, so we'll have a throw in for the setters. This first half winding down here on the campus here at Post University at Lemoy Field in Waterbury, Connecticut. Styles able to clear it out. Asamoah charging in, and she's not able to get there. Here's Salvaggio. Ferreira moving to her right. Kloetzer now to Roy. Back to Kloetzer. Nice play there from Cabral. Cabral gets it back and sends a wild kick down that far sideline. It is tracked down by Dubois. And there is a lot of contact between Dubois and Meyer on that far sideline. The whistle will go against Meyer. Might have been a little bit of a frustration foul there.
31 for 21, Sam.
Let's watch the bounce out. Trying to tuck in, right?
Free kick on that far sideline. Asamoah sends it out of play. Into the game for the first time for the setters, it's Kylie Flynn, the freshman. Alexis Lee will get her first break of the game.
Now to the game for Pace University, number 31, Kylie Flynn.
3:35 to play in the first half. Throw in for the setters here on the near side. And it is cleared by Heb. Heb urges her teammates to get up. Salvaggio now on the right side. Asamoah right on her heels. Asamoah with a nice slide tackle there, but Salvaggio gets out of it. And that's sent out of play by the Eagles. So it'll be a throw-in for the setters on the far side. A little under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Pace 1, Eagles 0. Salvaggio tosses it in. Got it right back on the give and go. Sends it towards the middle. Kloetzer comes in to intercept it.
Oh, hey! Held up!
As we get a whistle called, and it's a foul called on the Eagles. A little over 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll have a free kick here for the setters. The official signal. It sounds. Line drive kick, and it is scooped up by Nisbet. A nice save there from Nisbet. That was the third shot on goal for the setters here. Nice ball sent to the far corner. Intercepted, though, by Styles. Now here comes Zoe Meyer ahead to Salas. And Salas gets fouled there by Cole. 1:25 to play here in the first half. The Eagles trail the setters 1-0. Salvaggio boots it out of play. Coming up on 1 minute to play here in the first half.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
McGee sends it out of play with 45 seconds to play here in this first half. Ball in midfield. Fighting for it is Kloetzer. A lot of contact there. And Kloetzer called for the foul. Pretty obvious call there. Kloetzer was just holding the jersey.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's the end of the first half. At halftime, it's Pace University 1, Post University 0.
So that'll do it for the first half. Pace leads it 1-0 over Post as we head to the second half here on TNN, presented by the CACC Network.
champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
In a country where 1 in 5 people are affected by a mental health condition, it's time for all of us to step up and change the conversation.
We all have stress in our lives and manage it in different ways.
Grades,
Finances.
Practice,
Family.
games,
Finals.
homework,
Playing time.
Friends. Midterms.
treatment.
studying,
Sleep. Time for me.
We don't have to find the balance on our own.
It's okay not to be okay.
we're all in this together.
People can and do get better.
Caring about one another can be your competitive advantage.
Communicate.
Be aware.
Show compassion.
Be a champion for each other.
Hope starts with you.
Hope starts with me.
Hope starts with us. We are CACC student athletes, and we are breaking the stigma.
The NCAA has nearly 500,000 student athletes from more than 1,200 member schools and conferences. There are more than 19,000 teams competing for 90 championships in 24 sports across 3 divisions. Division II has more than 124,000 student athletes from over 302 colleges and universities. The division offers athletic scholarships while balancing a collegiate athletic environment that encourages student athletes to discover and pursue what they love. The annual NCAA convention is where Division II members implement new rules. Delegates from every school and conference gather to discuss and vote on each proposal. Each eligible school, conference office, and the Student Athlete Advisory Committee hold one vote. New rules in Division II can originate in one of 2 ways. A majority of proposals start in Division II committees. Those groups, comprised of representatives from member schools or conferences, debate concepts and forward recommendations to the Division's Management Council and President's Council. The Division II Management Council reviews each proposal from the committees, makes recommendations, and forwards them to the President's Council. The President's Council, composed of college presidents and chancellors, is the top leadership group in Division II. Its primary function is to establish and direct general policy and strategic direction for the division. It is the only group within the governance structure that can sponsor legislation for a vote at convention on its own. New rules can also be proposed directly from Division II members. If 15 active Division II schools or 2 conferences sign on as sponsors, the proposal will be voted on by the entire Division II membership, no matter what position the division's committees and councils take. Through the legislative process, the Division II membership and its representatives enact change across the division.
We welcome you back here to Lemoy Field for the start of the second half between the Eagles and the Setters. Pace leads it 1-0 heading into this second half. Andrea Flores was able to put one into the back of the net in that first half for her second goal of the 2023 Post University Classic. Griffin Castle on hand here on the Nest Network, presented by the CACC Network. Final game of the 2023 Post University Classic here between the Eagles and the Setters, as we are getting ready to start this second half. Eagles are in the orange uniforms. Setters are in the dark blue uniforms. Setters are trying to be the only team that has an undefeated record here in the Post University Classic. Caldwell went 1-1. University of New Haven went 1-1. Post 0-1 and set Pace 1-0. Has been a busy first half for Erin Nisbet on the Eagles side. She made 6 saves, allowed a goal in net. So we are getting set for the start of the second half here at Lemoy Field on the campus here at Post University in Waterbury, Connecticut. Lydia Asamoah gets the start here in the second half. She did not start in this one. So halftime is over. And the second half is underway. The Eagles will start with it. Alyssa Hebb shares it to Bianca Stiles. Now over to Kaylee Sirianni. Hebb comes in to get it. And that is booted towards the near sideline. Is Joe able to keep it in? She is. Stiles shoves Joe off of her to gain possession. Now here's Sirianni on the near side, and she loses it out of play, so it'll be a throw in here for Pace. Here on the right sideline, Salvaggio to toss in. Right into Alyssa Carr. Now Joe moving to her right, turning the corner on the right side, firing a shot, and it's saved by Nisbet. Aaron Nisbet, the freshman goalkeeper from Plainfield, Connecticut. That was a forced shot on goal by the Setters. Alexis Lee lets it go out of play. It'll be a throw in for the Eagles on that far sideline. Intended for Asamoah. Nice positioning there from the Setters. And that will go out of play past the end line on the left side. Eagles head coach by Renato Topoli in his first season. If you're just tuning in, Mike Wynn in his 24th season, a seasoned veteran for the Setters squad. 2 minutes played here in the second half. Alexis Lee. Here's Salvaggio coming to get it on the near sideline. Sirianni tracking down her. Ball is sent upfield. Flores, who already has a goal here. This one. Nice ball, and that shot is too high. The little touch shot on the one-timer. Unsuccessful for Pace. 42-20 to play here in regulation. Last game of the 2023 Post University Classic here at Lemoy Field on the campus here at Post University in Waterbury, Connecticut. Tarantino has it deflected out of play by Lee on that far sideline. Ball in midfield. Salvaggio comes to get it here on the near sideline. Sirianni meets her. Now it's Joe. Nice passing here from the Setters. Carr across the middle. Has her shot deflected by McGee. McGee not able to get out and run with it. But Hebb sends it downfield past midfield. Jordan Callis fighting with Asamoah. Here's Asamoah. Looking to turn the corner on that right side. Asamoah sends it towards the middle. And it's broken up by Salvaggio. Ball right in front of the net. Callis gets a shot off. And it goes above the goal. Jordan Callis with a nice look there for the Eagles. The freshman from Farmingdale, New York. Tarantino on that far sideline leads Asamoah, but it goes out of play with 40.5 to play here in regulation. Pace looking to be the first team that goes undefeated and has a 2-0 record here in the Post Classic. The Eagles trying to be not trying to be the team that goes 0-2. Caldwell and New Haven respectfully went 1-1. As that ball is sent high towards midfield. Heb and Flores battling with it. Excuse me, that's Kloetzer battling with Flores. Tries to lead Sirianni, but Salvaggio right there to intercept it. Ball in midfield. Flores. Nisbet will come out of net. 39.5 to play here in regulation. 4 shots on goal for the Setters, 1 for the Eagles. Jillian Joe, she has wheels, battling with Styles. Nisbet will come out of the box, but she won't need to as it goes past the end line. And they say it was last touched by the Eagles. So we'll have our first corner kick here of the second half. .45 remains in regulation. Ball with some arc on it, right in front of the net. And it gets hit out of play. They say last touch by the Setters. So the Eagles avoid a little bit of a scare there, as they cannot afford to go down 2-0 here against a very solid pace squad. As Sirianni gets shoved to the ground, and it'll be a free kick for the Eagles. Nisbet in front of the net. Line drive kick to the far side. That ball will sail out of play in the right corner. .37-35 remains in regulation. Nisbet towards Sirianni. Dangerous situation here for the Eagles. Nisbet able to swallow it up. Amber McGee hounded by Carr, and they get Carr for the overzealous play. Carr gets called for the whistle. Ball sent towards midfield. Nice header there from Puentes. McGee with a nice ball towards the right sideline. Now here's Alexis Lee. Tarantino with the theft. Tarantino gives it right to Salvaggio. Salvaggio to Puentes. Puentes tries to lead Joe, but it will go out of play on the near sideline. Joe didn't even make an effort to get to it. Too far out of her reach. We'll have a throw in here from Agostinelli. Salvaggio. Back to Joe. Joe, one of the best strikers here for the Setters. Coming in is Carr. Coming out is Nisbet. And Agostinelli able to clear it for the moment. A lot of physical play there between Sirianni and Joe, as Sirianni basically just tackled Joe to the ground. So that'll be a clear whistle. And they'll call that a yellow card on Sirianni. Joe draws the contact.
I told her she had to pick up my yellow cards. She listened.
Yellow card issued to Post University, number 11, Kaylee Sirianni, her first of the match at 35:50 remaining in the second half. Sirianni, yellow card, her first of the match at 35:50.
I almost wonder if that was a little bit of a frustration foul from Sirianni. And Ferreira will get set to come in for her. So it'll be a free kick here for Carr. Carr has a strong kick. 35:50 remaining in regulation. Carr gets set. Fires a bullet, and it just sails right of the goal. Ferreira comes in for Sirianni.
Now into the game for Post University, number 7, Tasia Ferreira.
That ball is hit out of play by the setters. Throw in here for the Eagles with 35:15 remaining in regulation. As Asamoah is now on the turf. Here comes Carr down the middle. Carr trying to take out her do-it-yourself kit, and it's deflected by Kloetzer. As Asamoah is slow to get up. Asamoah, a tough player, able to walk it off. And it looks like she will stay in the game with 34:54 remaining here in the second half. We'll have a throw-in on the far sideline for the setters. Alexis Lee will trigger. That's knocked back out of play by the Eagles. Cabral. Near side to Salvaggio. Salvaggio drops some ankles. And here comes Ferreira off of the turf. Ferreira leads it for Asamoah, too far out of her reach. V-Brock didn't see Joe as Joe was coming down that far sideline. Puentes leaves it for Joe. Joe, what a nice play there from Ferreira. Beautiful hustle. And now she is hit the turf. Joe puts it across the middle, and incoming is V-Brock to put it into the back of the net. It's 2-0 setters with 33:36 remaining in regulation. All the momentum belongs to the setters now, leading 2-0. This is the largest lead any team has had here in the Post University Classic. It is Pace 2, Post 0, as Zoe Meyer will come into the game.
Now into the game for Post University, number 3, Zoe Meyer.
Still plenty of time for the Eagles, but they need to work quickly. Trailing by 2 goals. Asamoah gets shoved to the turf, and that's a clear whistle on Cabral. So Alyssa Hebb will take the free kick. Hebb with a nice strike. It sails over the goal. A beautiful kick there from Melissa Hebb. Nice boot from Fiore down the left sideline. Incoming is Agacinelli. Now here comes the setters with numbers. Vibrock. Intercepted by McGee, and she'll work it back to Nisbet, who will clear it. Nice defense there from the Eagles. 32-15 to play here in the second half. Amber Probasco comes into the game. She'll sub out Joe with 32 minutes to play.
Down to the game for Pace University, number 2, Amber Probasco.
Probasco from Hackettstown, New Jersey. A senior, stands at 5'2". She's a forward for the setter squad. 31:45 remaining here in regulation. A throw in for the Eagles on that far sideline. Carr battling with McGee. They've had a battle all game long. Vibrock not able to get there on that far sideline, and it'll go out of play. And the Eagles will trigger here on that far sideline.
Trying to get home a little bit. Just in, Amber. You can go into 16.
Knocked out of play by Lee. We'll redo the throw-in for the Eagles. Meyer throws it in. Intercepted by Flores.
Now we open. Now we open.
And she'll share it to Salvaggio. Salvaggio now towards the middle, towards Carr. Carr met by McGee, and they get tangled up. And they call a foul on Carr. Not to the delight of Mike Wynn. Meyer gets led on that pass, and she runs into a wall in Lee. And they call the foul on Meyer. "15 minutes played here in the second half. Pace 2, Post 0. Pace with 5 shots on goal. Post with 1. Salvaggio. That by Ferreira. Callis gets it back to Stiles. Now here's Ferreira. Ball in midfield. Puentes. Tracked down by Callis. Should go to the far side in Lee. Lee sends it off of the head of Agacinelli. Nisbet comes out of net to vacuum it in. 29-25 to play in regulation. Situation starting to become dire for the Eagles, trailing by 2. Vibrock leading the charge. Flores back to Puentes. Puentes over to Probasco. Probasco tried to get around Stiles, but Stiles is right there for the steal. Probasco across the middle. And Vibrock not able to get the proper foot on it. Olivia Bernier comes into the game for Flores. 28-20 to play here in regulation. Probasco sends it towards the left post. And Vibrock tried to head that one in. Nisbet coming out of net. And she'll knock it out of play with 27:50 to play here in regulation. Excuse me, no, they say last touch by Carr. So possession will belong to the Eagles. Ferreira tracks it down in that right corner. Met by Probasco. Probasco with beautiful defense on Ferreira, applying the pressure. 27 minutes to play here in regulation. Pace 2, Eagles 0. So we'll get a corner kick here in the right corner. Towards the middle, ball in front of the nets. Eagles able to clear out momentarily. And we get a whistle and a foul called on the setters as Anna Eka checks into the game for post.
Now to the game for post number 30, Anna Eka.
Ball towards midfield. Callis comes to get it. Callis in a foot race with Salvaggio. Leads Eka. Eka has an opportunity, and she should have just taken it herself as they turn it over. Ferreira now in midfield. Interesting there with Anna Eka. Realize or not realize that she had a clear path towards the net. And it was just one-on-one with her and Fiore. An opportunity the Eagles would like to have back. Here's an opportunity here for the setters, and it's missed wide left of the net by Amber Probasco. A little under 25 minutes to play here in regulation. McGee sends it downfield. Kloetzer to Meyer. Now Meyer sends it cross field to Callis. Jordan Callis down the middle. Tried to lead it to Asamoah, but it's vacuumed in by Fiore. Puentes sends it out of play. So it'll be a throw in here for the Eagles with Stiles to trigger. Meehan comes to get it. Anna Eka tracking her. Bernier gets around Heb. And we get a whistle called on the Eagles. 23:20 to play in regulation. It'll be a free kick here for the setters. Allison Carr with her strong leg will take it. She'll lead Salvaggio to that right corner. Will Salvaggio get there? She just saves it. Sends it across the pitch. The header! Oh, it hit the top of the crossbar. And it goes out of play. That would have been the dagger there for the setters. As Kelly DuBois comes into the game for the setters. Faith Roy into the game for the Eagles.
Now to the game for Pace University, number 15, Kelly DuBois. And in for post, number 20, Faith Roy.
Vbrock will come out for the setters. Ferrero will come out for the Eagles. And we'll have a corner kick here in the right corner. Line drive kick towards the middle. Joe with the touch. And Nisbet able to vacuum it in. 22:15 to play here in regulation. And that ball goes out of play. It'll be a throw in here for the setters. Salvaggio to trigger. Callis tries to keep it in. And it was last touched by Salvaggio, so it'll be a throw in here for Post with a little under 22 minutes to play in regulation. Eka and Meyer trying to fight for it for the Eagles. Now it is Du Bois getting it past the end line, out of play. Styles. Callis picks it up. Now it's Meyer, in and out, dodging setter defenders. Here's Meyer trying to take out her do-it-yourself kit. Sends it down the left sideline. And it's knocked out of play by the setters. So it'll be a throw in here for the Eagles. Head to trigger. 20:55 to play in regulation. Redo the throw in here for the Eagles. Number 16, Alyssa Hebb, to toss it in. Hebb, a Waterbury native. She will toss it in. Ball in front of the net. Cleared momentarily by the setters. Incoming is Kloetzer. And McGee tries to header it in. The acrobatic effort there from McGee as it goes out of play on the end line. They say last touch by McGee. A little under 20 minutes to play here in regulation. Pace 2, Post 0. Here in the final game of the 2023 Post University Classic. We appreciate you tuning in here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in Waterbury, Connecticut. Here on the Nest Network, presented by the CACC Network. As we have a player on the turf for the Eagles. Looks like that's Reese Kloetzer. Kloetzer, the freshman from Sartell, Minnesota, stands at 5'10", a midfielder. Will be helped off of the field by the training staff here at Post. Clock stops at 19:35 to play in regulation. Into the game is Faith Roy for the Eagles.
Checking the game for Post, number 11, Kaylee Sirianni.
And Kaylee Sirianni backed into the game after receiving that yellow card. Ball goes to that far sideline. Roy able to get a foot on it. Roy hits the deck. And now it's Cabral sending it downfield right into the lap of McGee. McGee tried to lead Roy on that far sideline, but it goes out of play. So it'll be a throw in here for the setters. Coming up on 19 minutes to play here in regulation. Pace 2, Post 0. And now here comes the Eagles. Ball cleared to the midfield by the setters. Probasco settles it down. Ahead to Carr. Carr stumbles a bit. Now it's Roy in the midfield. Nice ball towards Callis. Jordan Callis met by two setters. And that ball will go out of play. Last touch by Hebb. With 18.5 to play in regulation. So Salvaggio will throw it in. Nice pesky defense there from Meyer, but to no avail, as here comes Cabral, leading it for Lee on that left sideline. Carr, met by McGee. It's been Carr and McGee battling all match. Amber McGee not backing down. Allison Carr ahead of the pack. Here's Carr with the boot. Oh, just wide right of the goal. That ball still out of play. We got some substitutions coming in for the Setters. Joe Flores back into the contest, and Kayla Tenin-Pagwe makes her first appearance into the game for the Setters. Carr subs out, as well as Puentes.
Now to the game for Pace University, number 7, Jillian Joe, number 9, Andrea Flores, and number 29, Kayla Tenin-Pagwe.
Tenin-Pagwe is a freshman from Mayapack, New York. A midfielder, stands at 5'1". Ball towards the middle. It's Cabral. Right behind her is Asamoah. She leads it to Lee on that far sideline. Lee goes cross field, and it's hit up towards the sky by Amber McGee. Tenin-Pagwe tried to get it to Joe. As that's hit out of play. Here on the near sideline. Be a throw in here for the Setters. Salvaggio to trigger. 16 minutes to play here in regulation. Pace 2, post 0. Jordan Callis leads Asamoah in that left corner. Asamoah tried to get around Meehan, but Meehan knocks it out of play past the end line. We'll get a corner here for the Eagles. As Kylie Flynn getting set to come back into the game for the Setters. So we'll have a corner here in the left corner for the Eagles. That is headed to the left of the goal. Last touch by the Eagles. So Flynn checks in.
Now to the game for Pace, number 31, Kylie Flynn. Now to the game for Post, number 2, Anna Stefanidis.
Anna Stefanidis makes her first appearance into this one for Post, wearing number 2 on the back of her jersey, the forward. Stands at 5'5", a junior. Alexis Lee checks out for Pace. And that ball goes out of play on the left sideline. 14:20 to play in regulation. Still some time here for the Eagles. But the urgency needs to be there if they want to make this comeback. The throw in from Hebb. Meyer got pushed to the ground. No call was called. As Renato Topoli was looking for the whistle. 13:50 to play here in the second half. 6 shots on goal for the Setters, 1 for the Eagles. Bernier gets it back to an Setter defender. Salvaggio, line drive kick towards midfield. Flores now. Bernier has a player downfield. It's Joe. Can she get there? That will be too far out of her reach. It will go past the end line with 13:15 to play in regulation. Nisbet's kick goes out of play. Flynn tosses it in. And that is last touch by Stiles from the Eagles. 12:35 to play here in regulation. It'll be a throw in here from Flynn. Nisbet rolls it out to Stiles. Stiles with a line drive kick towards midfield intended for Eka. Now it's Stefanidis leading it for Roy. Cabral interrupts the momentum there for the Eagles. Stefanidis trips over her own feet. Ball still stays in play, and it's knocked out of play by the setters. Haley McGee back into the game for the Eagles. Jordan Callis will come out.
Now to the game for post number 9, Haley McGee.
So throw in on the far side for the Eagles. Stefanidis trying to get there, but Salvaggio was blocking her off. Ava Vibrock back into the game.
For the game for pace number 99, Ava Vibrock.
Kelly DuBois comes out. Ball in midfield. Joe fighting for it, and we get the whistle called on the Eagles with 10.5 to play here in regulation. Line drive kick towards the box. Right in front of the net, Flores battling with Meyer as Allison Carr back into the game for the setters. Olivia Bernier will come out. A little under 10 minutes to play here in regulation. We'll have a corner here in the right corner for the setters. That's headed out by the Eagles.
Now to the game for pace number 6, Allison Carr.
Faith Roy. Ball in midfield. Sariani with the header. Stefanidis tracks it down on that far sideline. Not able to get around Salvaggio. We'll have a throw in here for the Eagles at midfield on that right sideline. Vibrock And a foot race here with Heb. V-Brock wins it. V-Brock coming down the right sideline. Leading it for Carr, and Amber McGee is all over. Alexis Lee back into the game for pace. And making her first appearance into the game is Taylor Gotts again for the Eagles. Zoe Meyer will check out. Ball goes out of play. Last touch by the Setters. 7.5 to play in regulation. McGee to throw in.
Hey, deeper, right? Yes, deep. Hilda, deep. It's a bigger throw. Hilda, deeper.
McGee tosses it into that left corner. Redo the throw in. McGee will toss in. She has a strong throw in here.
Hilda, don't worry about the throw. Kylie, drop off. Kylie, drop.
McGee tosses it in towards the box. It's headed out by the Setters. V-Brock not able to keep it in play. With 6:40 to play here in regulation, there'll be a throw in for the Eagles and Haley McGee. McGee tosses in. And we get a whistle against the Setters. Looked like it was offsides there.
Communicate. Hey, hey. Get on this, Setters. Hey, you gotta get in. Gotta get in. Gotta get in more.
So it'll be a free kick here for the Eagles. Trailing by 2, a little under 6 minutes to play here in regulation. Sirianni will take the free kick. Sirianni delivers it, and it's just wide right of the net. Massive opportunity there for the Eagles. It eludes them, and they still trail 2-0. 5:25 to play in regulation. Time is running out on the Eagles here to pick up a win in the Post University Classic. Line drive towards midfield by Fiore. Joe battling with Roy. Roy will tap it back to Agasolini. That ball goes out of play. Last touch by the Setters. A little under 5 minutes to play in regulation. It's do or die now if you are the Eagles. That ball goes out of play. Last touch by Lee as she tried to get the header. Nice throw in. Ball in front of the net. It's cleared by Tenon Pagway. And incoming is Carr. It's a foot race between V-Brock and Styles. V-Brock gets there. And a lot of contact there from V-Brock and Styles. As V-Brock will send it downfield. Carr trying to battle. Styles coming in. It looks like we get offsides there on Carr. But under 4 minutes to play here in regulation. Pace 2, post 0. Gotts again. Intercepted by Cabral. Now here's Joe coming down the middle. Hits it right off of Amber McGee. Kylie Flynn here on the near side. Now it's Lee on the left sideline at midfield. Shares it to Joe. They try and get the give and go action there, but Flores not able to get her foot on the ball. Coming up on 3 minutes to play here in regulation. Pace en route to be the only team that goes undefeated here in the Post University Classic. 2 minutes and 45 seconds separates them from that accomplishment. Vibrock on the right side, looking to take out her do-it-yourself kit, sends it to Carr. That was a beautiful ball. Carr just wasn't able to put it into the back of the net. What a pass there from Vibrock. One of the best passes we've seen all tournament. It'll be a goal kick here from Nisbet. Nisbet.
Yeah, I think it's starting to overheat.
Coming up on the final 2 minutes here in regulation. 2-0 Post. Tenon Pagway over to Flores. Flores with a nice move there. A little wide left of the net. .90 seconds to play in regulation. Joe tracks it down on the left sideline. Leads it for Lee. Lee sends it towards the middle, and it's deflected by Stiles. Nice play there from Bianca Stiles. 70 seconds remain here in regulation.
1 minute remaining in the game. 1 minute remaining in the game.
So final minute here in the Post University Classic. Bearing any sort of miracle here from Post, Pace will be the only team that goes undefeated here in the 2023 Post University Classic. Here's Carr, met by McGee. Ava Vibrock with a goal. Andrea Flores with a goal. Flores had 2 goals here in the 2023 Post University Classic. And we have 15 seconds to play here in regulation.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final score of today's second game of the Post University Classic. Pace University 2, your Post University Eagles 0. The Eagles fall to 0-2-0. Pace University moves to 2-0-0, the only 2-0 team in this week's tournament. Fans, we thank you for coming out to today's game. We look forward to seeing you next Friday back here at Lemoy Field when women's soccer takes on Southern Connecticut at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Be sure to come out for that one. That's 2 o'clock on Friday against Southern Connecticut. We thank you for coming out to today's games. Drive home safely. We'll see you again soon.
So that will do it for the 2023 Post University Classic. Pace defeats Post here in the final game, 2-0. As Pace improves to 2-0 on the season, Post falls to 0-2. Post will host Southern Connecticut State University here at Lemoy Field on Friday at 2 o'clock. And for Pace, they will travel to Georgian Court University on September 6th at 4 p.m. So that will do it here from Lemoy Field and the 2023 Post University Classic. For our entire TNN crew here at Lemoy Field, Griffin Cass signing off from Waterbury, Connecticut.